Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover murder, mystery, to the paranormal. So today's video, we're going over cuts, and more specifically, in this case, possible wounds that Bryan Kohberger may have acquired when attacking the 4 Idaho students. And would any wounds be visible after 6 weeks? Bryan Kohberger is the alleged killer until proven otherwise. So we are going to dive into some interesting info about cuts and how they heal, and also what steps the authorities would take in this situation to see if he had any wounds in areas that would imply he was in some kind of fight. Here are some examples of attackers who received wounds from their potential victims. So starting after the homicides, which took place on November 13th, and assuming he may have acquired some kind of injury, authorities will build a timeline by speaking with students and other witnesses who saw Bryan after November 13th and ask if they had seen any kind of injury on his body, mainly focusing on his arms, neck, and face. They would also ask if he was seen wearing longer sleeve shirts that he may not normally wear before the homicides took place. When they arrested Bryan Kohberger and brought him into processing, they would have most likely had a search warrant to take pictures of his entire body to see if he had any wounds that looked suspicious. But after 6 weeks, would he have shown any signs? How long does a laceration take to heal? The average cut takes about 6 to 24 days to fully heal. Of course, there are many variables that have to be taken into consideration. How deep and wide the cut is, and would there be a scar left over? In this case, since Bryan wasn't arrested until 6 weeks later, it's most likely he would not show any fresh signs, but it's quite possible there could be scars that they could document and photograph. So let's look at the possible wound he may have had when he got pulled over. He was pulled over on December 15th in Indiana, heading to Pennsylvania with his dad. This is approximately 32 days after the homicides. And looking at the video of the different stages of a laceration healing, by this time Bryan would have most likely been fully healed or in the deeper part of the scarring phase if the cut was deep enough. How people scar is interesting since it's not always how deep the cut is, but the position of where the cut is at. Scars will typically form in areas on the skin where it cannot stretch as well, like the side of the wrist. Looking at some comparisons to his right wrist during the car ride and after in the courthouse, we don't see anything that sticks out after the arrest, but that doesn't mean he didn't get injuries. He apparently went to a doctor appointment just 4 days after the homicides, but we don't know what he was seen for. The possible bloodstains they recovered from his bedding and pillows could suggest he may have had a wound he suffered, and it may have scabbed up, but could have been reopened during his sleep. The fact that Xana was awake and supposedly put up a fight could mean he was injured. It's just too bad he wasn't arrested sooner. The next phase for Bryan Kohberger is the preliminary hearing on June 26, and with a strict gag order in place, information may slow down until the discovery phase, but that's only my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think he incurred some kind of injury? Please smash that like button. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing and or becoming a member of this channel. And thank you so much.